Hello everybody, welcome to The Big Show. I'm Nick Voll. We've got a lot of good stuff for you today, so let's not waste any time. Here's what's coming up. The annual Paddy Hough Parade is this week. We're going to be speaking live with the Grand Marshal Ashley Clark. A member of our crew, our technical director Nick, is a nominee for a prestigious local award. We're going to ask him about that. Plus, Tara Cox will check in from the district's communication department with some good information for parents. And joining me now is our student reporter, Aubrey Radke. Aubrey, what have you got for us?
Hey Nick, we will have my interview with a local student who represented our area in a statewide poetry recital competition and more.
All right, well, we're looking forward to that. But first, let's do our top three. These are our three favorite social media posts. Number 3, an empty shelf from teacher librarian Ron Wagner. Students across Vancouver celebrated Dr. Seuss's birthday recently with the annual Green Eggs and Ham event and more. And as Ron shows us, kids cleared the library shelves of Dr. Seuss books.
Number 2 comes to us from Fruit Valley Elementary School. Principal Matthew Fechter posted this picture. As you can see, Fruit Valley beat its goal for the day with 95% attendance. Studies show that the more students are at their desks, the better they perform in class. So it's a major priority for teachers to have kids in school each and every day.
And our number 1 comes to us from Fort Vancouver High School. It is a Center for International Studies school, and one of the perks is a cool event like this one. Juniors from Fort participated in the Global Virtual Town Hall on education and global citizenship, speaking with students from all over the world over the internet. It's the only school in the United States to be invited to contribute to a UNESCO Global Youth White Paper, and it is a big honor for those students. Congratulations to them. One of the highlights of the school year is the Paddy Hough Parade, which rolls down Main Street on St. Patrick's Day. On Friday, students from Hough Elementary School will parade down Main Street. As always, they'll be joined by classic cars, bands, police and fire vehicles, local businesses and dignitaries, and more. It's always a great time for families and great fun for those who get to be in the parade. And one of those people joins me now via Google Hangouts. Ashley Clark is the Family Community Resource Center Coordinator at Hough and also the Grand Marshal of the parade this year. Ashley, thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
So how does it feel to be named as the Grand Marshal of a parade?
It feels really good. It's exciting. I've never been a part of a parade before, much less honored as like a Grand Marshal, so it's exciting.
Are you nervous at all?
Not really. I'm just excited to get out there with the kiddos and just honor their namesake and have fun with it.
So what are the duties of a Grand Marshal then? I've never been one either.
Well, I guess there's not really a lot to do. I'm going to be on a float, and I guess I got to work on my princess wave, and I just am there, and I'm going to wear a tutu and have fun with it.
So besides the tutu, what should people most be looking forward to at the parade?
So our theme is Be Yourself, Everybody is Taken. And all the kids, kids in different classrooms are going to make banners and dress up according to the theme, but we don't know until the parade what they do and what it's going to look like for them. Also, our drums team is going to be there performing during the parade, which is also very exciting.
So lots of kids in the parade.
Yeah.
So the reason you are the Grand Marshal this year is because you are new to Hough, correct? You are the Family Community Resource Center Coordinator. Could you kind of tell people what it is you do at the school?
I help families by bridging barriers that they are experiencing, and I can connect them to resources such as housing, food, clothing, medical help, and counseling, and many other things. But basically, I'm there to build relationships with families and get them those basic resources that they may be lacking.
Okay, so I think a lot of people maybe don't realize that this sort of things happens at schools. Why is it important for family community resource centers and coordinators like yourself to actually connect with people with these resources?
Well, a lot of times kids that are experiencing these barriers oftentimes can't function in a school because of stress and trauma that they may be experiencing. So that can affect their attendance, the way that they learn, and if they're not eating every meal that they could be getting at home, that can also affect their ability to learn and succeed in school.
All right, well, Ashley, we want to thank you for joining us, and I hope you have a great time on Friday. I know we'll be there, and we'll say hi when we see you there. And
all right, thank you.
If you're there, say hi to Ashley. Again, the parade is this Friday, St. Patrick's Day. It's set to get rolling at 12:30. The parade happens on Main Street in Uptown Village between 24th Street and McLaughlin. Be sure to bring the little ones with you. There is always lots of candy thrown out. and it is always a ton of fun.
Time now for the big story. A student from Vancouver School of Arts and Academics represents Southwest Washington in the state Poetry Out Loud competition. Isabella Daltoso is a classmate of mine at VSAA, and I had the chance to talk to her about the experience. Isabella Daltoso is a theater student at VSAA who was inspired to expand her passion into reciting poems.
I'm a singer and an actor, and so I think some of the skills I have in performance lend very nicely to Poetry Out Loud. It's a little different. There's a lot of different things with poetry analysis that I had to learn, but it was always just sort of something I wanted to try. I think it complements very nicely with the other art that I do.
Her passion and dedication drove her to compete in Poetry Out Loud, a competition where students choose any poem and recite it to judges.
Nothing under the sun but A, says Mr. 3. Of course, there was a lot of preparation and work that went into it, but, you know, the end result, it's worth it.
Daltoso.
I was absolutely amazed.
She chose poems that held a special place in her heart.
Could not follow it in its flight. I breathed a song into the air. I guess altogether I picked poems that resonated with me. You need to pick poems that you have a personal connection to, and poems that you think the audience needs to hear. It's just fun. It's just fun to pick up these poems and learn them and connect to them that way. And I think it's very beautiful and powerful.
You can see the regional Poetry Out Loud competition in its entirety on TV, etc. Comcast Channel 328. Head to esd112.org/TV/etc for the schedule. A special thanks to my friend and classmate Megan Bina, who shot and edited that story. She's also part of the crew on this show today. Megan, nice work. Speaking of outstanding students on our crew today, we want to take a moment and give a shout out to Nick Crane, who's our technical director. Nick is a nominee in the George C. Marshall Youth Leadership Awards, handed out by the Fort Vancouver National Trust. This award goes to a high school senior who demonstrates a commitment to public service and shows leadership potential. Nick, congrats.
Thank you.
How does it feel to be recognized like this?
It feels great to see how much the community is really supporting youth leadership and youth who really want to be involved in the community.
I know it seems a little awkward to talk about yourself, but could you talk a little bit more about some of your service and to the community?
Yeah, so I'm an Eagle Scout. I'm really involved with my church, with the scouting program, and I'm really involved with the school district as well, a lot through video and audio programs. So I do a lot of work with making sure that TV productions go out for the district. I do a lot of shows through my church and through the scouting program. When I was working on my Eagle Scout project, I put together child identification kits for kids. So they had things like DNA swabs, fingerprints, a description of the child. That way, if they ever turned up lost or missing, families would have that information, so that way they would be able to find the kid more helpful.
So why did you want to be involved? It's hard enough just being a student.
Yeah, so I really enjoy seeing families and how much the community supports them. It's really rewarding to see how much the community is helpful of people in need and seeing where we can really help them out.
Thank you. Congrats, Nick. There are 22 total nominees from across Clark County, including several from Vancouver Public Schools. From Skyview, they include Sydney Froth, Isaac Larson, Dana Fullman, and Nick Crane. From Vancouver iTech Preparatory, William Janey and Sydney Fox Middleton. From Hudson's Bay, Courtney Nuttall Nestor, Akiva Wells, and Ethan Mayers. Congrats to all these outstanding students. Students at Eisenhower Elementary School learn a little bit more about their families and themselves. The Dreamers and the Doers celebration at Eisenhower was a chance for the students in their highly capable program to present their work. They started February, which is Black History Month, with a unit on civil rights and identity. That transitioned into a project about their family heritage. Students interviewed family members, collected photos and memorabilia to learn more about where they came from.
I got to learn more about my family, because some of the people that I did, I haven't even known before.
So my project is about Ukraine and my deep ancestry in Ukraine, and I have royal blood in me. I'm related to a Cossack with high power.
Students wrote a report. From there, they built displays and finally presented them during school. Later that night, the students presented to their parents and family members. Nick, back to you.
Thanks, Aubrey. Let's take a look at what's happening across Vancouver Public Schools. And here's something for all you parents of athletes as you gear up for the spring season. On March 16th, Fort Vancouver High School is hosting an event for free physicals. This is open to students between grades 6 and 12 who do not have health insurance or a primary care provider. It kicks off at 2:15 and goes until 4. To qualify, you must register in advance at your school's business office, so hustle up. This event is sponsored by Vancouver Public Schools and Family Medicine of Southwest Washington. Parents, keeping track of all the things happening at your child's school can be a pain in the neck, but the district can offer you some help there. Joining me now to talk about how is Tara Cox from the district's communications office. Tara?
Hey Nick, the district website has a great calendar system that many people may not have discovered just yet. It's a real time saver for busy parents. To find it, first go to the district website, vansd.org, and at the very top on the right-hand side, you'll see a link that says Calendar and Events. Once you're on the calendar page, you'll see a few simple items. This is where it actually gets good. If you click on the calendar button, you can choose from a variety of calendars to add to the kind of events you want to see. These include things like board meetings, graduation dates, and more. Here's an example. Happening right now at Skyview High School is a student art show. It features art from graphic design and digital photography programs, and it runs until March 30th. There's tons of awesome things to see. Or how about this? If you're interested in the dual language immersion program, there's parent information nights coming up. Harney Elementary's Spanish immersion classrooms just had their open house, and on March 20th, Anderson Elementary is holding its Spanish dual language open house at 5 p.m. These are just two examples, but there are dozens of calendar items that may be helpful to parents out there. Again, to find the calendar, you can just get there from the district website or go directly to vansd.org/calendar. Nick, back to you.
All right. Hey, Tara, this is going to be your last show with us for a while. Can you tell people why?
Yep, I'm going to be out on some maternity leave here in the next week, so we're counting down the days, and I'll be back hopefully in a few months to see everyone and talk about other upcoming things.
All right, cool. Well, congratulations, Tara, and we'll see you soon, hopefully.
Yes, thank you.
Time now for the big picture. This time around, our big picture comes to us from our friends at the Boys and Girls Club of Southwest Washington. They celebrated National Pizza Day in February with some pie from Papa Murphy's. I feel like schools should have been let out for National Pizza Day, but I don't make the rules, so it wasn't. The Boys and Girls Club is housed in the same building we are shooting in, the Jim Parsley Center, and is a great place for after-school activities for kids. And if you get incredibly lucky, sometimes they have pizza. All right, that's it for us. I want to thank our student crew tonight, Nick, Megan, Jacob, and Aaron. Of course, my unflappable coworker, Ian Southworth. For Tara Cox, I'm Nick Vole.
And I'm Aubrey Radke. We'll see you next time on The Big Show.